The Alien franchise is, in my opinion, one of the most disappointing series of films out there. This is because of the massive wasted potential of the alien world. The first Alien film, released in 1979, is for me the best due to its tone and unique visual and thematic style. Alien, at its core, is a movie about the primordial fears of the human condition. Directed by Ridley Scott, Alien stands as a pioneering example of sci-fi horror. It transcends mere extraterrestrial encounters, delving into the depths of existential dread, isolation, body horror, and the terrifying unknown. This video will explore the elements that categorize Alien as a unique and powerful horror concept, and why the franchise is one of the greatest missed opportunities in the history of storytelling. Before I continue, I need to define several concepts in horror. Cosmic horror, often attributed to the works of author H.P. Lovecraft, is a subgenre that emphasizes the insignificance of humanity in the vast, indifferent universe. It seeks to invoke terror by confronting the audience with the incomprehensible and the alien. Alien masterfully aligns with these principles, creating an atmosphere where terror is not solely based on the grotesque, but on the existential fear of the unknown. Body horror derives its fear from the destruction and alteration of the human form. The most common piece of body horror in film is gore, but body horror can go much further than just simple blood and guts. The changing of the human body can be equally terrifying, and it's this idea that Alien chooses to adopt. The xenomorphs of the Alien franchise are recognizably human but warped into biomechanical nightmares. But how does the first Alien film use these elements perfectly? At its core, Alien follows the crew of the commercial spacecraft Nostromo, who encounter an extraterrestrial organism on a desolate planet. As the story unfolds, the crew becomes ensnared in a brutal struggle for survival against a creature that defies human understanding and evolutionary logic. The narrative intentionally avoids exposition, leaving the audience in the same state of uncertainty as the characters. This narrative decision allows for a more immersive experience, heightening the cosmic horror by leaving crucial elements shrouded in mystery. Cosmic horror thrives on isolation, and the overwhelming vastness of space is a perfect example of this. The Nostromo's setting amplifies this sense of brutal isolation. The planet's atmosphere is described as primordial.
Yes. Oh. It's almost primordial.
And feels like a dark version of 2001: A Space Odyssey's opening scene. Once the crew is marooned in the vastness of space, far from any help or rescue, the ship's labyrinthian corridors and claustrophobic spaces intensify the feeling of entrapment, making every encounter with the alien much more suspenseful. The emptiness of space becomes a suffocating void, and the ship itself becomes a maze of terror, reinforcing the cosmic and horrific themes. Unlike conventional horror films, Alien strategically keeps its extraterrestrial antagonist largely hidden for the majority of the film. Unlike other monster films like Jaws, this isn't because the monster looks bad on camera. The xenomorph in Alien is arguably the best looking creature ever made. This decision taps into the Lovecraftian principles of the film, where the fear of the unknown is more potent than the known. The creature's elusiveness heightens the audience's sense of dread, allowing their imagination to conjure horrors beyond the scope of the film's visuals. We are only given bits and pieces of the creature, most noticeably its double mouth. By keeping the alien hidden, Alien draws upon the psychological impact of what is unseen and unknowable, amplifying the experience. Cosmic horror often confronts characters with their own insignificance in the grand cosmos. In Alien, the Nostromo's crew faces not only an external threat, but also the fragility of their own existence. Rather than put up a fight, the crew of the Nostromo are easily defeated by their alien attacker. This existential dread, coupled with the realization of their own vulnerability, adds a layer of horror that transcends the physical, tapping into the deeper realms of cosmic horror. The aliens' method of reproduction using human hosts blurs the line between life and death, turning the crew's own bodies into vessels of the unknown. There is a deep sexual element to Alien. The design of the xenomorphs in the alien ship as they arrive is incredibly biomechanical, looking like animals and robots. There is a lot of sexual imagery in the first Alien film, from the large holes on the alien ship to the facehuggers to one of the crewmates' deaths. These moments of twisted birth heighten the relationship the monsters have in this film with life and death. 1979's Alien remains a seminal work in the realm of cosmic horror, elevating the genre by infusing it with groundbreaking science fiction elements. Ridley Scott's meticulous direction, coupled with the brilliant design of H.R. Giger, creates a nightmarish vision for the cosmos, where the unknown becomes a source of unfathomable terror. The idea to make a sequel to Alien is, on paper, a great idea. The concepts in the first film are begging to be explored more, and I won't say that James Cameron did a bad job with Aliens, because I really enjoy the second film in the franchise. It is a fantastic action film in every way, but my one problem with it is that it doesn't seem to understand the film that came before it. The xenomorphs in this film are shown without restraint, and are rarely used for horror. The Aliens is an action movie at its core, which makes the xenomorph only a physical threat rather than an existential one. Aliens is only a few elements of cosmic and biological horror in its entire runtime. I think that while Aliens is a great film, it kind of muddled the identity of the franchise going forward. Alien 3 was a return to the horror ideas of the first Alien, but handled with only a fraction of the skill. The newborn is the only part of Alien 3 that I enjoy. Thinning the line between alien and human even more was a great idea, and it brings a new level of horror with half-human hybrids. But this one concept wasn't enough to save Alien 3. This goes for the newest Alien films as well. Prometheus and Alien Covenant are some of the most disappointing films in the franchise because they understand what made the first Alien film great, but still managed to screw it up. The black goo is a wonderfully terrifying element of evolutionary horror. A substance that can change and morph your body in ways you can't control is a perfect body horror idea. The crossbreeding of animals and aliens is a great idea. Humans searching for a god but finding nothing is a great idea. All of the pieces were there, but there was one problem with the new Alien films that prevented them from becoming true cosmic horror: the engineers. There is a race of aliens called engineers that are revealed to have created humans and possibly the black goo, as well as the ship that is found in the first film. This creates a major problem for the cosmic horror of Alien. The engineers are unbelievably comprehensible. Cosmic horror is based on the idea of the unknown, and we see so much of the engineers in Prometheus and Alien Covenant that they are no longer a mystery. They just look like more advanced humans, and this revelation turns the xenomorph into a creature made by a crazy robot rather than a beast spawned from the dark vastness of space. So what now? Can the Alien franchise be the cosmic horror series it was always meant to be? Maybe. Prometheus and Covenant show that the franchise is interested in exploring those paths, but I think that the biggest flaw of their new approach is world building. World building is something that should be handled with extreme care in cosmic horror stories, as new information removes the unknown you are drawing fear from. I think that small budget and small scale films would work best for the franchise going forward. Practical effects are much better than CGI at creating body horror, so a return to the practical xenomorphs of the early films would be a great idea. Alien is a horror franchise at its core, and I think that everyone kind of knows that. To see the series dive into the deepest depths of horror would be amazing. There's one scene in the second film that is, in my opinion, the best scene of the entire franchise, and it touches on this. The Marines are exploring the inside of an alien-infected base, and they find a survivor stuck to a wall. The woman wakes up and begs them to kill her before a chestburster explodes out of her. Just watching this scene makes me think of how great it would be to see something in an alien film where one of the characters is taken by a xenomorph and impregnated with an alien egg. They are then stuck to a wall, and we watch their experiences of being in the hive before their death. Talk about a nightmare. It's these bold and overwhelmingly horrifying ideas that the Alien films are missing. Alien is one of my favorite films ever made, and there's almost no other movies that have captured the feeling it's created. Maybe one day we will return to the highs, or more accurately, the bottomless depths of the 1979 original.